I'm learning to see. I don't know why it is, but everything enters me more deeply and doesn't stop where it once used to. I have an interior that I never knew of. Everything passes into it now. I don't know what happens there. Today, while writing a letter, it struck me that I have been here just 3 weeks. 3 weeks anywhere else, in the country, for example, would be like one day. Here they are years. And I don't want to write any more letters. What's the use of telling someone that I am changing? If I'm changing, I'm no longer who I was. And if I am something else, it's obvious that I have no acquaintances. And I can't possibly write to strangers. Have I said it before? I'm learning to see. Yes, I'm beginning. It's still going badly. But I intend to make the most of my time. For example, it never occurred to me before how many faces there are. There are multitudes of people, but there are many more faces because each person has several of them. There are people who wear the same face for years. Naturally, it wears out, gets dirty, splits at the seams, stretches like gloves worn during a long journey. They are thrifty, uncomplicated people. They never change it, never even have it cleaned. It's good enough, they say, and who can convince them of the contrary? Of course, since they have several faces, you might wonder what they do with the other ones. They keep them in storage. Their children will wear them. But sometimes it also happens that their dogs go out wearing them. And why not? A face is a face. Other people change faces incredibly fast, put on one after another and wear them out. At first they think they have an unlimited supply. But when they are barely 40 years old, they come to their last one. There is, to be sure, something tragic about this. They are not accustomed to taking care of faces. Their last one is worn through in a week, has holes in it, in many places is as thin as paper, and then little by little the lining shows through, the non-face, and they walk around with that on. But the woman, she had completely fallen into herself, forward into her hands. It was on the corner of Rue Notre-Dame-des-Champs. I began to walk slowly as soon as I saw her. When poor people are thinking they shouldn't be disturbed, perhaps their idea will still occur to them. The street was too empty. Its emptiness had gotten bored and pulled my steps out from under my feet and clotted all around in them all over the street as if they were wooden clogs. The woman sat up, frightened. She pulled out of herself too quickly, too violently, so that her face was left in her 2 hands. I could see it lying there, its hollow form. It cost me an indescribable effort to say with those 2 hands, not to look at what had been torn out of them. I shuddered to see a face from the inside, but I was much more afraid of that bare, flayed head waiting there, faceless.